Hey, today I'm talking about the new movie Bones and All. This is directed by the guy who directed one of my all-time favorite movies, the remake of Suspiria. He also directed a movie that I thought was okay, Call Me By Your Name. And then it stars Taylor Russell, who I'm a big fan of. She is consistently solid in all the movies I've seen her in. It also has Timothy Chalamet being his cute little boy self. And it also features Mark Rylance, my third one of his so far this year. And before I tell you the basic premise, I'm going to tell you what genre of film this is, because it's something else. So this is a YA coming-of-age romance fantasy film about cannibalists. Yep, this is such a niche film and I have no idea who it's for. I mean, me obviously, but like, I don't know who else. It's great though, but like, So the basic premise is Taylor plays this young woman who is struggling with her cannibalistic tendencies. So she goes out into the world and discovers a whole cast of characters. It kind of makes it sound more lighthearted than it is, because this is definitely a drama. But it's kind of not too far off, because they really treat these cannibalists not as like real life cannibalists, but more like a different take on a vampire in a sense. And I really, really like that aspect of this movie. I love the lore. It's super interesting, and really just the whole world that they created was really, really fascinating. Oh my god, side note, I freaked out while watching this movie. In the beginning of the movie, we see Taylor's birth certificate, and on it says that she was born in Minneapolis. But below that was a different city name, and that other city was in Dunn County. And I'm like, oh, Dunn, that's cool. There's a Dunn County in Wisconsin. I've been there a lot. I used to live in it. Well, next to the word Dunn was O'Galley. I know people who live in O'Galley. That is insane. Why was O'Galley in this movie? It's an unincorporated town with maybe 200 people? Like, what? How? What? Who did this? I need to know how O'Galley, of all places, ended up in this film by an Italian director. Like, what the fuck? That's amazing. Not O'Galley, the place, it's whatever. Shout out Wisconsin. Anyway, sidetrack. I would kind of describe this movie as it's about coming to terms with loving yourself, like kind of recognizing the faults in your character and noticing the hereditary nature of some of those faults and kind of coming to terms with it and trying to like build yourself better past those faults. Oh, there we go. It's about habitual trauma. That's what the metaphor is habitual trauma. It could also be like habitual depression, like inherited depression. That would make sense as well. Both things work. And it's really, really solid. It was acted incredible. I loved all three of the main characters. All of the characters, including like more of the side characters, are really, really interesting. If I was going to complain about anything, I would say that it kind of felt like the movie kind of came to its conclusion, and then there was still a lot left after that, which we still needed, but it did have direction, but I wasn't entirely sure on its direction, if that makes sense. Like, I wasn't sure how this movie was going to end. Not that I needed to like know how the movie was going to end. It's just kind of like, well, it kind of feels like the story could just go on forever at this point. So would I recommend it? Very cautiously, because like it's definitely like a YA romancy thing, but also with some very, very graphic cannibalist stuff. Like, it's not the most graphic movie I've ever seen. Looking at you, Raw. I love Raw, by the way. If you want another really good cannibalist movie, watch Raw. Anyway, and the cannibalist stuff in this movie is spread out, and as a person who likes that kind of stuff, it was satisfying. But if you're more squeamish, you could potentially handle it because it is so spread out, but I would really cautiously tell you to go into this movie. Just because, like, not everyone can handle seeing someone eat human flesh, and that is a fair thing to not be able to handle. And now for my ranking. I put this at number 28 in the really like section. And this is out of a total of 71 new movies so far this year.